My goodness. Hello, everybody. Today is May 21st. It is my day 2.11, I think. 2.010. No, 2.011. And I'm just sitting here with my kitty. While I was walking this morning, I had an idea for a video, so I'm going to make it. And the video will be somewhat about goats, which we'll get to in a minute. But I want to make another notation as far as the blog goes. I had the opportunity yesterday. I've ordered more dildos this week than I have in my entire life, which is like never. But the dildos that I ordered were a little too thick. And so I went ahead this morning and ordered 2 more. And they are the smallest I can get. And I think when I was in high school or scouts or something, they talked about someone having a pencil dick or something, and I don't know why I just thought of that, but my suggestion, if you'll allow me to suggest to anyone who has surgery, perhaps start small. Granted, I didn't know what in the heck I was doing. I had never ordered a sexual device before, a toy or a dildo or vibrator or whatever, so I think I can forgive myself for being not necessarily, well, ignorant to a degree, but you just didn't know. And I kind of thought I'd be a little scientific, and I got my biggest dilator and I measured it, and I'm like, well, I guess I can go a little bit bigger. And the girth measurement on a dildo is the shaft of the penis, not the head. And so we'll use this blush brush as an idea. You may buy something and the girth of it, this measurement, it'll say 1 inch or 1.5 inches. Well, then you got to worry about the head of the penis, which of course is bigger. And to get that through the hole, this way it works, right? But if you were to go this way, it doesn't work. So that's my lesson learned and whatnot. So like I said, I made a joke about the learner's dildo, and that's exactly what I bought. Dildo for beginners. It's the slim model, and we'll go from there. So I remember after my surgery follow-up, they said that you can get dilators of a larger diameter, and that may be the next thing for me to look into. We'll see. And to be honest with you, I never thought that I had a large penis to begin with. And so again, excuse me, I really don't know. It's never done this before, right? So we can't get too mad at ourselves, or can't get mad at me. But I did thought it was funny. I cleaned everything last night, my dilators and my dildo and the vibrator, and dildos, I guess I should say. And it struck me as odd as I'm looking at this basket of drawing phallic things, phalli. For 40 some odd years, I wanted to get rid of my penis. I didn't want to have a penis, right? I didn't want to have anything like that. And here I am with a box of dicks, But it was kind of funny. So anyway, so I have some mistakes, some big dildos, and it's not the kind of thing, I don't know what you do with a dildo that's too big. I guess if you know someone, you share it. I don't know. But filed away in the cabinet, put away. So we'll see what happens later in the week as far as when the other ones come. I'd mentioned goats a little earlier. Isn't it weird how goats have kind of this negative thing? I mean, obviously, from a religious point of view, if you were raised Christian or Catholic, or goats, or Satan has horns and the clove feet and goats and whatnot. Of course, that's just a demonic influence. to piss off the pagans and to capture, the horn god thing. Anyway, but I thought about, goats. You have the Judas goat, which is, I believe, something that is sacrificed to achieve a goal, much like the goat in the first Jurassic Park movie. To tempt the T-Rex, they put the goat up. Judas goat is something, again, sacrifice. And scapegoat, something that you blame, you put blame on for something. And I thought about this morning how, before leading up to my surgery, I could put, if I was unhappy or I didn't feel good or I was depressed, I could blame it on my, I'm waiting for surgery. I have to do this, or I can't have surgery because I have to lose weight, which is what happened to me. I had to wait a year to lose weight. But things that were escape, it became somewhat of a, oh, there's my baby, became somewhat of a scapegoat. And, now that that's gone, I kind of have to own up to, you could say that, own up to it anyway, but, there are really no excuses anymore. Which we knew that to begin with. We knew that having surgery was not going to change was not going to solve all our problems. We knew transitioning was not going to solve all our problems. We knew hormones were not going to solve our problems. I know that I believed it anyway. And I can definitely say that my life is better. But there's still, the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune that, it's shit happens, and but I thought it was funny, again, I could blame it before on being transgender or something like that, and then when you I have to look back to where I am now and being fully transitioned and life goes on. And in some ways, before I had an objective, I had a goal. I could look at my calendar and tell you how many days I had to lose weight, how many days I had to keep the weight off, how many days, how many days till our 1 year is up, how many days until this, that, and the other. And then you reach the end of that, and somewhat you're just set adrift. You're just set adrift, like, here you go. Here's the rest of your life, right? So I thought that was kind of interesting just to record that idea of goats and, we'll always have, I suppose we'll always have challenges. We'll always have obstacles. We'll always, whatever. But like I said, I thought that was funny this morning as I was walking. I'm like, I can't blame this anymore. Not that I did before, but, and again, there's always challenges. I was tempted very, very briefly. I got one more thing to talk about. I was tempted very, very briefly to put my profile back up on OkCupid, and I was like, no, not time yet. I'm still healing, physically and mentally. I think after my surgery, my surgeon put an awesome video about 5 speed bumps, which I'm going to put a link to because it's kind of funny to come in on it. Things that you probably would have wanted to know. I would have wanted to know 7 weeks ago, but her staff went over them with me, so it was very, very good. But I'll put a link to there. I will say, and back to the idea of this, if you'll allow me to share with you, I hope you will. Fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway. Again, back to the idea of dilating. The dilators, the tip of that is smaller, and it looks like a shoehorn kind of. It's weird that penis is different than that. The head is bigger. You know, we get that glands going and stimulates the clitoris. Where was I going with this? Oh, so I was curious, and you know, I wanted to see how far I could get it to go. Even though it didn't necessarily, like I said, it was the head was too big, but you know, you're desperate. I'm a desperate woman. And one of them went in like it was looked like a spaceship and a docking clamp, you know, and that's as far as it went. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I guess I need a smaller a dildo or what. The other one was just boom, boom, boom. But it, you know, I could force it in, wiggle it in, and then I heard, and then I felt a pop. I felt a pain pop. Okay, I felt pain, and I think what happened was there's a little bit of an area where I had mentioned my left labia has not fully turned in yet, and so there's a little bit of an area there that is still the labia is coming in, and then the interior of the vagina is there. I can't really do this right. There we go. And they're coming together and healing into one unit. And so since it's not fully done, see where this little cavity is, this space right here? That's what I think the head of the penis, you know, under the glands got caught in. Kind of like when you do that with your mouth. And so when I did that, it hurt. Hang on just a moment. We got to see who this is. I tell you what, if I had $1 for every telemarketer robocall I get. Anyway, so it got stuck in there. I think that's what happened. It got stuck on the lip of that, and the pain, I felt the pain, and then when I pulled out, I saw a little bit of blood, and that told me that I had gone too far, that I had done something wrong. So if I could share with you that, you know, something to be aware of if you get a little too zealous. Like I said, I was curious. I had, you know, this is the second set of well, it's the second order of dildos, but it's the first set of dildos that I ordered, and they were too big. You know, again, something to be aware of is the instructions that I was given is I had to wait 8 weeks for penetration. And I guess my thinking was, well, it's a dildo. It's not, I'm not having sex with a real person, so therefore it's like a dilator. Why not? And that's where I made a mistake. Okay, and I'm hoping that I didn't screw stuff up. It was not a pop like a seam. It was not a pop like a stitch. I mean, I don't have stitches anymore. I think really it was just a tight space and trying to fit something into a hole. And we'll check it today and see how the healing is going. But it told me right away, stop, stop, you know, rewind, pull it out, reverse, and we'll see what happens later in the week when the smaller ones come in. And of course, by the time they get here will be 8 weeks, and I should be able to, but then knowing what I know now, I probably can just wait till I can see it, you know, until these two pieces meet and merge together with some strength. I guess I know, hey, wait till that happens. So I'll share that with you. Really, that's just about it. I do have moments. I do have moments where, and not so much sexually, although that would be there. You know, it definitely is an interesting or a different feeling when you can, you know, go up into your vagina and you feel it. You know, you got a lot of sensation in your fingers, and I think it'd be very, very different when, I guess that's where the dilators come in, because you're holding the handle. In other words, you only have one tactical sensation, which is the insertion and the movement. And so, kind of to use your fingers, you feel yourself, your fingertips, as well as on the inside. And I think having sex with someone else, you would just have the feeling on the inside. So there's something there as far as having a partner, a sexual partner. Which again, I guess is why the dildos, they try to make them so realistic, so you have a penis. But getting away from sex for the moment, with an orgasm, it's, from what I've been told, because I've not experienced one yet, which I'm kind of heartbroken over. Part of that is emotional component of being with someone else that you care about, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, and that's something you're not going to get masturbating. I mean, it's just you. That's something that I guess I see as like on the horizon. That's something that I guess I am interested in, is having someone to do things with. And yes, the sex is a component, but again, life things, you want to do things with someone else, involved in someone else in your life. Kitty cats are good. Obviously, we like kitty cats, but and I don't know what to do with that. That's probably a whole other thing. I try to stay busy and meet new people, and I'm doing things outside of my comfort zone. So I feel like I'm addressing those kind of issues. But it's the same kind of thing. Like, I know it takes time to do that. It takes time to do a social networking and everything. But for the moment, I'm healing. I'm you know what I mean? I'm at the verge of hopefully experiencing an orgasm. I get really close, and I made a mention of that the other day, that I don't know what an orgasm feels like. So I may have had 10 yesterday, but I don't know what they feel like, and it wasn't the experience that I've experienced vicariously in a previous life. So anyway, that's my video for today, and just wanted to share some things. And on that note, I will sign off and wish everyone good luck in becoming the best version of themselves that they want to be. And good luck in general. And we'll catch up with you next time. All right, bye-bye.